What's going on, guys? Andrew from Last Leaders. Hope all you guys had a great weekend. I know I did, and a great start to your week as well. If you haven't been keeping up with the news, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have been, especially if you're watching this video. Is Walter Scott recently was murdered by a South Carolina cop in a park. Whatever happened before the video, we're not too sure, but after the video started recording, we can clearly see that the police officer, Walter Scott, was pulling away from the police officer. He started running, the police officer shot him 8 times in the back, and he's getting charged for that right now with murder. So one of the interesting things that I definitely want to touch on in this, and obviously this is a really, there's no two ways about this right now, right? It's definitely a horrific thing that happened, but one thing that I do want to point out is that the sides that, the side and who's standing on what side, there's an overwhelming majority of people that normally wouldn't be on the same side, for a situation like this, are standing on the same side and saying, no, this is wrong. We can clearly see that this is wrong. He had no right to shoot Walter. It was against the law. He should be prosecuted, should be charged with murder, regardless of if he's a police officer or not. And I think that's one thing that we need to take into consideration on both sides. On one side, you have the people who are saying, no, these injustices happen to us all the time. And there are those that consider us to be extremists or people who just are race baiters and things like that. But this happens to us all the time, and you don't listen, and you think that we're over exaggerating. And then you have the other side that says, no, well, you are race baiting a lot of the times, and you are over exaggerating. But this is definitely opening up a door and opening up a window that we couldn't see through before. This happened. This is clearly wrong, but this happens to you all the time. I never saw it before. Maybe there's a little bit more truth to what you're saying as opposed to just me automatically calling you a race baiter. So this is a learning process and new grounds for a lot of people on both sides. And I think it's definitely interesting, especially as the story unfolds, as we look at the social media outlets and the news outlets that we tend to get our news from, what stances and what things come out about them, because, I think we definitely need to take into consideration the fact that, yes, you have your views, yes, I have our views, but what common ground can we have so we can kind of build off each other and learn about what's going on in each other's worlds? Because I definitely think that we do live in two different worlds, even though we live in the same one, if that makes sense. I think it's definitely necessary for us to learn from each other and listen to what each other has to say if we're going to move forward. So that's just something that I wanted to throw out to all you guys and have you guys keep in mind. Yes, what he did was wrong. Yes, he should be tried. There's this very, very small majority that I've seen of people that actually want to help this guy and trying to, support him and say, no, the officers, no, what he did wasn't incorrect. He was resisting arrest and kind of making excuses for him. And clearly you can see that, he wasn't justified in what he did. He's had from what I had researched, he had a long history of aggravated assault and power trip, if you will, just to put it bluntly. And if a lot of people want to go off facts and records and things like that, I definitely think this is something that we need to take into consideration. So I just want to leave you guys with that. I'll post some things in the description box to get both sides so you can understand a little bit more about what's going on if you don't already. But with that, I just want to thank you guys for watching and paying attention to what I'm posting here. Please feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you think about the story. Please do share the video. It does help us out with what we're trying to do here with Last Leaders. And don't forget to subscribe as well, because we're going to be posting a lot of things in the upcoming weeks as well about this story and just some other segments as well, just to kind of get us a little bit more educated about what's going on in the world and how we can move from the awareness side into the implementation side. So with that, I'm Andrew from Last Leaders, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.